Hi everyone and welcome to my corner of YouTube. My name is Paulina and in this video I want to show you a little bit of my daily life living in a small German town. I'm 31 years old and I have been an expat for the past 12 years now, living in different countries in Europe. And all these years I'm trying to figure it out, learning a new language again and again, feeling awkward and out of place sometimes, struggling to find friends, or if I actually do, I end up moving again and I have to start from zero. And then there are all these questions. Where is it better to live? Is there a perfect place that will make me happy? And does it even matter where you live, or we just end up living in our own heads most of the time? If you're also trying to navigate expat life, consider subscribing and let's go through it together. In this video, I want to talk about my love and hate relationship with Germany and how mindset is everything when it comes to living abroad. Alright, I'm having the best day today. It was sunny and warm all weekend, but today it's Monday and it's raining like non-stop. And I'm having the best day. I'm alone at home. Yes, I'm working for the majority of today, but every now and then I take these little breaks with my coffee and I'm just feeling so cozy. Oh my god, I just love it. So hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Paulina if you are new, and today I want to talk about love and hate relationship with Germany. So if you're following me for a while, you know I go back and forth with like hating Germany and ready to leave, and now apparently I love everything about Germany. For your context, if you're new, I've been living in Germany now for almost 4 years. It's gonna be 4 years exactly in September, and we're now in the middle of July. And I've just been having like a really great time lately. Maybe it's just the seasonality in Germany. Like summer is really nice here. There are things going on, people are outside, and usually somewhere around winter, like I'm really depressed. Like last time I was ready to leave Germany, it was around January, February. Coincidence? I don't think so. I think there is really something about the seasons in Germany. And yeah, right now I'm just like loving this season. Even though it's the middle of July and it's pouring outside, I'm loving it so much. And I want to talk a little bit more deep about the mindset. I think is so important when it comes to living abroad in general. It's just your attitude and your mindset. And I'm so guilty of being negative and focusing on the bad things, like in general, to be honest, in my life. So I'm constantly battling these like negative thoughts in my head. And when it comes to living in Germany or living in whatever country, like abroad or even not abroad, it's just so easy to always think that, oh, this person is living there and it seems like they're so happy. Like it would be so much better if I was living there. If you're living in your hometown and you'll be like, oh my God, like living abroad is amazing. I should be living abroad and experiencing life abroad. Meanwhile, after 12 years now of living abroad in different countries, every time I go home, I'm originally from Russia, by the way, so as you can imagine, I don't go home very often. So when I do, I'm just like, oh my God, I miss family so much, and I'm almost jealous sometimes of people who actually stayed, even though like all I ever wanted when I was living there was to live abroad. My whole like studying and journey was I want to live and study in Europe and live in Europe. But now when I visit and I'm like, how nice it is to actually live in your hometown, where you have your family, where you have your friends from school, where you know everything and you know everyone and you have such a good solid circle of friends and family and support. So yeah, what I'm saying is it's so easy to focus on what you don't have and think that somewhere else will be better. And I'm so guilty of doing this. Some of my previous videos were quite negative towards Germany, and I was complaining a lot. Sometimes I get into this pattern of like negative thinking, and I have to really stop myself and work on it, and every now and then I pull myself out of there. So that's what I've been doing for the past few weeks, and I've just been trying to focus on the good, and as a result I've just been feeling so good and quite happy living here, yeah, for the past few months. Let me guys know in the comments if you relate to what I'm saying. If you're also living in Germany, do you also get into this like patterns of like, oh, being really negative and just wanting to leave and then like suddenly kind of enjoying it? What is your relationship with Germany and living in Germany? Do you also have this love and hate situation going on? Because I'm just like constantly on this emotional roller coaster where I'm like ready to leave and I'm so done with it, and then after some time I'm like, oh my god, like what am I even complaining about? It's so good here. It's so nice. I get tired of my own thoughts. So if you are new to this channel and it's the first time you're seeing this video, stick around if you want to follow along with my regular struggles of living abroad and also the positives, and let's chat in the comments. Jokes aside, the reason why I talk about mindset now is because I just sometimes get tired of my own negative thinking, and one of the reasons why I know my mind is tricking me is because I've literally been on both sides. Before coming to Germany, we were actually living in Spain for 6 years because my husband is Spanish and we were living in a city close to Barcelona, and I hated so many things about living there. I was really negative sometimes there as well, and when a potential move to Germany kind of appeared on the horizon, I just was so ready to move, and I was like, I just want to move to Germany. Germany is gonna be so much better for me. I think I fit more in the German culture than Spanish culture, being Russian, and so on and so on. And as soon as we moved, and as soon as the initial excitement faded away, I was like, we should have stayed in Spain. I really don't like it here. This and this and this is so bad here. I didn't appreciate these things in Spain. I didn't realize how good we had it. And so many things, like I just immediately wanted to go back to Spain after being in Spain for 6 years and, you know, being very negative about being there as well. So I know my mind is tricking me all the time. And, you know, it's not to say that we shouldn't move and that it doesn't matter where we live. I still think that some places can fit us better or worse, and we should try to find a place that better matches what we actually want. But I guess it doesn't affect our happiness as much as we think it would. So yeah, I don't know, just if you're right now in the midst of not really enjoying the place where you currently are, try to focus on the good and just see where it leads you. Like, just really be proactive in making the best out of your time in whatever location you are currently in. And if it really doesn't work, then yes, you can, you know, consider moving to a different location. Maybe you're living in a small town and you really want to be in a bigger city and things like that. But yeah, I think very often we just kind of put too much importance on the location and blame it for our unhappiness, only to realize that it's just our mindset that's making us unhappy. Let me know what you think. So one of the things that I have been working on and that makes the biggest difference in my life and in my mood is to do something nice after work. I guess other people call it romanticizing life, but I was never a fan of this name. For me, it's really not about romance. It's more of just making a conscious effort to do something even slightly different every day. Do not get stuck in the same routine of finishing work, making food, watching TV. And I have to say, the fact that I have a toddler kind of helps, because I don't want her to just watch TV and just be bored at home. And of course, there are things that simply need to be done. The food needs to be cooked, the kitchen needs to be cleaned. Being a mom, sometimes it's so easy to get stuck in all the chores because the list just feels never ending sometimes. But especially now that it's summer and there is still light outside until 9 p.m, I really try to do something outside, something nice that will recharge me, something that will allow me to break the routine a little bit. And it really doesn't need to be any big adventure. One of the days it was supposed to rain, so I thought we would just stay home. I didn't make any plans, but then the rain stopped and it wasn't cold, and we went out with a bike and we had the best walk before going to bed. The air was fresh, but it wasn't cold, it smelled like rain, and then suddenly these incredible clouds appeared on the sky. They looked like huge mountains and they were incredible, and the sky turned orange in a bit of a scary way. It looked like something on the horizon was on fire. And you never know if you're missing something like that while being stuck at home and just scrolling on the phone. So we ended up going out in the end. While it's still light outside, it's 9 p.m. now, but I just know that there's gonna be so many long dark evenings soon, which we cannot spend outside, so it's late, but it's better to be out than at home. Is too much. I never had this.
Yeah, I have like a bit of a concept of this. I love it.
That's exactly the kind of answer that I was looking for. Another reason why I find it so important for me to get out of the house after work is because I work fully remotely in Germany, which I honestly love, because at this point in my life, having a toddler, I really need the flexibility of remote work. That being said, it can be tricky to spend so much time at home, so once the workday is done, I really feel the need to get out. We live in a tiny town of 17,000 people, and sometimes it's hard to find things to do. On that day, as it was warm and sunny, I decided to go to the garden center to specifically get a cilantro plant, which I have been having a mild obsession with. Once I got it, we planted it in one of the pots we have, and it almost felt like we had a yard and doing gardening, even though no, we don't have a yard. But not always the weather allows this. On another evening, once the rain stopped, I decided to quickly run outside for a jog, and it seemed like the rain stopped for good when suddenly I saw super dark clouds coming fast. I was pretty far from home at that point and it started to pour. And I had no other choice than to just run home in a heavy rain, as there was really no place to hide. I can't tell you how soaked I came home. I was actually worried that my phone would drown in my pocket, but somehow it was all very funny as well. I have to say, expat's life is definitely not easy, and I definitely struggle a lot sometimes and start questioning it all. And if you're going through something similar, I just hope that my video brought you a little comfort. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.